Welcome in everyone. Sundered Doctrine Dungeon was released on Friday, and here is your guide on how to do it. Starting off, you're going to be running down this long bridge. It's quite easy traversal into the first encounter. You're just going to go left here through this tunnel system, and there will be a wave of enemies that you have to fight.
That's not how you talk.
After killing these enemies, you're going to move to the front right room where there's a little hidden lever door that you can jump through, and then you're going to fall all the way down to the ground level of that drop into this kind of labyrinth area. Now this area actually threw us for a loop for a little bit on where to go. After you defeat the wave of enemies, if you just go straight from where you drop into this area, there is a little waterfall on the right. You're going to drop down through that waterfall, and that will lead you out of this area. You'll see it here in a second. I try to open this door. That actually door comes in later in the quest line. But you'll see here, right here on the right, there's a waterfall. You slide underneath and you're good to go. After you go through the waterfall, you drop down into this little area and it leads you straight into the first encounter here. You're going to drop through this little glass plane. Now careful, this light does burn you and it will do damage quickly, so just be careful running down that corridor. Stay to the right or left. Now this is the first major encounter. What you're going to need to do with this encounter is there's 6 different rooms. In these rooms will spawn a bunch of enemies, but you're going to be looking for one in particular. It's the Grim, one of those flappy birds. Now you're going to be looking for this bird because it is going to be something called the Truth Teller or Truth Seeker, one of those two things. Basically, what's going to happen is when you kill that Grim, it will drop a symbol. That symbol is going to be the first symbol you need to light up. Now there's a whole lore explanation behind it where it'll show you, for the first section, it'll show you 2 of them. You need to find the one that's added to it. Then the second set will be, it'll show you 1 and you need to find 2, and then the final one you need to find all 3. Every single time, every single symbol you need to light up will drop from a Grim that spawns on the map, so you don't need to worry about understanding the lore or knowing anything about it. Just find the Grim, kill it, you'll get it. And the other kind of note to that is you need to do them in order. Now the way you light up the different symbols is in each of those 6 rooms. Every once in a while a subjugator will spawn that is called a lens bearer. You need to kill that lens bearer in order to get the lenses needed for this encounter. Once you have a lens, you'll notice these different holders around the arena. These holders are what's going to allow you to place the lens and then focus light through it towards the panel you need to light up. Once you know the symbol and you've found which room it's in, what I like to do is work back from the symbol to the main room and see which one of the 3 lenses in the main room that start the light is closest to it, so that I know which one I'm using to focus the light into the room. Now each one of these holders can be rotated 3 times. You'll have to rotate them however many times it takes to get them to align properly with the panel you're trying to light up. Now once you've lit up the proper panel based on the symbol you got from the Truth Teller, what you'll see is in the bottom left it will say Pyramid responds to a command. That's telling you that you've lit up a panel that's correct. If you light up a panel that's not correct, it will say is unmoved by a command. Now, when you complete a circuit, so for the first time you do it, you just need to light up 1 panel. The second time, you'll need to light up 2 panels. The third, you'll light up 3. And when you complete that circuit, whichever time it is, it will say pyramid accepts a truth. That means you're done with that circuit and you'll need to find a new set of grims for the next symbols. Now, to be clear, in order to complete this encounter, you'll need to light up a total of 6 panels, beginning with 1. It'll reset after it accepts the truth. You'll need to light up 2. It'll reset after it accepts the truth, and then 3. At that time, once you've done it for the 3rd sequence, all of the center lenses that initiate the light beams will all point towards the center panel that has the 3 symbols that you've lit up on it, and you will finish the encounter. Once you've completed the first encounter, a pathway down will open up. You're just going to drop all the way down to the lowest level you can in that, and you're going to enter a little bit of a maze. Now, in this maze are 3 darkness nodes. You're going to want to find them. There's not really a good way to explain where they are. You just kind of got to roam around until you find all 3. They make a little noise, so you'll be able to hear them when you're getting close. But once you find all 3 of those little nodes, I think I find 2 of them and my teammate finds the other one. Once you find all those, it's going to unlock a secret chest. So you want to find all 3 of them to get the secret chest in this area. There's the first one, and there's going to be 2 more that will show up.
I heard a chest. Okay.
Now, from the chest, it's actually pretty easy pathing to get out of there. You're going to go straight away from the chest, and you're going to take the second left that you can, and then there will be a little red light that you can follow to get to this room. In this room, you're going to want to go to the very far side, or the right side if you're looking at that center pillar area. There's going to be a doorway that's lit up by green hive-like lights. You're going to go through there. Now, here in this tunnel, there are 4 different openings you can go and look at, but the second opening in, there's a hole in the ground. You're going to fall through that into this room, and then you're going to make your way to the right side, I believe, and look down. And when you look down, there is a little drop down area you can go to get to our next room. The next portion of the traversal is a little bit more difficult, only because you have to dodge this rock that's falling down. Once you make it up about 3 ways, or 3 little encloves up, there is a drop down that you can go through. It'll drop you lower down. You're going to go down the hill again, dodging more rocks as they come by, and this will take you into the next room, which will teach us the mechanics for the second encounter. Now, this encounter is not super complex, but for this part, this will just kind of teach you how to use the mechanics. You're going to have 2 symbols on the sides of the door here. What you need to do is you need to go to these different lights over here, and you will move the symbol that's active by collecting knowledge from the killed wizard. Once you kill the wizard, it'll drop a darkness node. You pick it up, you get heightened knowledge. You can stack this up to 3 times. You'll get heightened, brimming, and overflowing. Heightened moves it 1 to either direction. Brimming 2, overflowing 3. To change the direction it moves, you need to shoot the darkness switch that's above the panels. Now, we needed to move it 3 to the right, so we made sure to shoot the switch, moves it so that that is rotating to the right, and once we got 3 stacks, we can deposit it and it will activate the proper symbol. The way to know which symbol is active is it will be glowing an orangish color.
I'm gonna activate. And we're good to go.
Now this is going to be our first real boss encounter. I say that because there's going to be a collective health pool that we have to destroy in order to complete and clear this encounter. However, it's not your traditional boss. You're going to be fighting locks, the Zotic lock set. Basically, it's these 4 massive locks on the wall there. So, going back to what we just learned in the previous room, you're going to need to change the symbols on these locks. Now, on the screen, I have what each one represents. The brain symbol represents night. The hive symbol represents spawning ogres. Commune is going to cause the boss to send out a wave of attack um, in the form of the bees or bullets that it shoots out at you. The stop symbol or the big red square that stops ad spawns, and then the kill symbol or the symbol with a pike going through a red circle, that is going to be damage phase. Now you have 4 panels. From right to left is how you want to proceed, and you want pretty much to change everything to stop except for the 4th symbol, the furthest one on the left side of the room, you want to be kill. That will give you the most amount of time to damage the boss. Now, we did something different in our first run through. We tried to make all of them commune and then the final symbol kill. I don't recommend this because you're going to get constantly attacked by the boss. For this encounter, you don't actually have to interact with the first 3 from right to left. You don't have to interact with any of those panels if you don't want to, and just activate the kill symbol on the 4th panel. That being said, if you change them all to stop, decreases your ad spawns. It's much easier, allows you to just focus on doing damage to the boss. But a knight here and there or an ogre isn't going to kill you. The ogres are 3-bar yellow health. They're quite difficult, but in normal mode, they're pretty manageable. As far as weapons go here, um, you can really use whatever you want. I recommend a linear fusion rifle or a sniper rifle, something that can deal really high crit damage. I used the sleeper stimulant and I found that did fantastic damage to the boss. However, realistically, it can be whatever's comfortable for you. Now, it's the same as the previous room. You need to kill the witches to get the knowledge to move the symbols. Otherwise, it's a pretty simplistic encounter as far as that goes. It's just a large health pool that you have to cut through. Now, it's probably going to take 3 damage cycles in order to beat this. Once you do beat it, what's going to happen is the Shrieker's eyes will actually drop, or the Lock's eyes will drop, and you're going to take one of them and you're going to shoot them down the bridge into this little hole. That's going to open the door and allow you to progress forward. This next traversal area is much simpler. It's really just a straight shot. You're going to go through here, you're going to drop all the way down, and you're going to go out the right side of the room. There, follow the red light in this next room and it will take you where you need to go. Eventually, you're going to come to a big open room with a dead Ahamkara in it. Now, in this room, you will have a combination of the first encounter and second encounter's lighting system and pads that you need to light up. Now, this is teaching you the final boss encounter mechanic. What you have to do is you have to take the light source and you need to match it to the panel on the opposite side of the room, and that will open up the door for you to be able to move forward.
This one needs to go up. Yeah. Yeah.
From this room, it's another simple pathway. Basically, follow the enemies and you'll find your way out. The only confusing part that I saw was in this first room, the pathway is a door that you need to shoot to open. And you'll see that here in a second. Um, this door is a mechanic that's also in the final boss room. I'm going to warn you here, be careful with these doors. It's very easy to get trapped in between them if you don't have multiple people shooting them. As you can see, my teammate there died trying to go through it. Have your team help you shoot the door open so that you can get through easy, and or use a gun that does a lot of burst damage to open it widely, quickly, and then sprint through, or use your grapple to get through. And finally, we are at the boss room. Now, I'm going to go through and explain the final boss encounter. Basically, what's going to happen is you will have a panel at the front of the room that's going to light up with 6 symbols. Now, this panel is divided in half. Through the middle, you'll want to draw a line and separate it into the right side and the left side, and these are going to be your side rooms pretty much. The symbols, there are some symbols in the main room as well, just so you know, but basically what you're going to do is you want to sort out what the lie is. There's a couple different ways to do this. The first way is the lore of the game. So if you know that the pyramids didn't stop the witness, then that's probably the lie. Or on the right side, it's Guardian praises the traveler. That's true. The easier way to do this is in one of the side rooms, a truth teller is going to spawn, one of those Grim that are flying around. You can go there, kill the Grim, and it's going to drop a symbol. Whatever symbol it drops, that is true. Now, it's probably going to drop the top symbol on either the right or the left, and that means that that side is true. Now, in this encounter, you're trying to burn out the lies. So, what that means is whatever side is true, you want to make sure is unlit. You want to find the panels that are hidden around the room, and you want to make sure the light is not shining on them. Then, you're going to want to light up all of the symbols that are on the false or lie side of the panel. Once you have all 3 of them lit up, that's when you can start to do damage. Some things to note about this encounter. In each of the rooms, a subjugator is going to spawn. You want to kill those subjugators because I believe that's what allows the dread enemies to spawn, and you're going to need to kill those so that you can shoot darkness nodes that are preventing the lenses from moving. Those dread will drop when killed, will drop a buff called Unwritten Empowerment. Use this empowerment to shoot the darkness nodes holding the lenses in place. Be warned, they will drop threadlings that will attack you and are quite strong and can one-shot you, so you need to be careful about those. Now let's talk damage type on the boss. You can use really whatever setup you are most comfortable with. That's what I always recommend. However, I've seen that the Queen Breaker does fantastic damage, especially now that it has the catalyst that gives it rewind rounds. The other option is a good old GL with bait and switch. That's what I use here. Or a linear fusion rifle. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you can hit consistent crits with, or if you're debuffing the boss, that's a good way to do it too. As far as supers go, for hunters, I recommend Nighthawk Golden Gun. For warlocks, I recommend your Well of Radiance because the boss is quite mobile and he does do a decent amount of damage, so you'll want to have that healing. And for titans, I recommend Thunder Crash. For the damage phase, once you activate all the panels that need to be activated, you will hit the activate button right in front of the center panel that has all 6 symbols on it. This will initiate a wipe event. It's going to create a burning light in the entire room. You're going to want to hide in the shadows of different areas. You can see it here. We hide behind the shadow of this pillar. You can hide behind any shadowed area. Once that is finished, it will burn away his shield, and it will say his shield is weakened. This means you can damage the boss. Now, the damage window is about 30 seconds, so you don't have a lot of time. You just want to dump as much damage as you can into him right then, and then the wipe will reinitiate. When the wipe reinitiates, you need to get into shadows again and repeat the process as many times as it takes to get them down. Really should only take about a 3 phase, maybe a 4 phase if you have some low damage or you're running with people who aren't accustomed to it. You can see here both my teammates die in the wipe phase because we weren't expecting it again. So just be aware it happens to initiate it and end the damage phase. And that's all there is to it. That's how you beat the Sundered Doctrine Dungeon. Remember, it's as simple as either all 3 on the right or all 3 on the left based on what the truth teller tells you. I hope this guide helped you. If it did, don't forget to leave a like and comment. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. I will address them as I can. Don't forget to subscribe, as we're going to be putting out a lot more guides to the quest that's associated with this dungeon as well, and leading into Apollo, some build guides that I'm excited for. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.